We're talking with Gerry Georgatos down at the Sorry camp for young Elijah this morning.
Thank you, Libby. It's a warm place to be to see so much love. It's sad for the reasons that we're here. There are no words for the loss. There are no words for anyone so young when they're lost and 14 years of age. We weren't put on this earth to bury our children, but we've got to stay solid and go forward and keep the memory there. But everyone else must stay solid and no words for the loss. So,
as a community, we've been requesting for the local social pages to be shut down with their disgusting, unlawful remarks about our people and taking snapshots of our vulnerable people on the street and making comments at snapshots of our boys on motorbikes and calling for people to run them down. What are your thoughts around that?
Look, there's no place for hate incitement. There's no place for racial vilification. There's no place for vilification on any level, whether it's the marginalised, whether it's classist, whether it's ageist, whether it's sexist, whether it's racist. I've lived this, all my life in this country, right across the nation. I've been to hundreds of communities, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, First Nations, but I've seen it, from a multiracial level in this country. In the East, we had to soak up the Cronulla riots because of the hate and racial bigotry, and the First Nations people, the descendants of the First Nations people of this continent, soak it up and have to deal with it more than anyone else till we get this right. There's nothing to define us yet as a country in harmony, but hate incitement and freedom of speech are two different things, and Facebook should have a good look at itself and not permit these pages. They don't permit other things for much less. It makes no sense why they permit the hate incitement and the stuff that will actually lead to violence and has been demonstrated to have led to various violence. Reading the front page of the West Australian and having heard from the federal government in recent days, they're pretty keen, the federal government, for the state government to pursue some of this commentary. Some of it's been abominable, moral and abomination on every level, and should be pulled down, should not be allowed to interface with the general public. And for young people who are the predominant users of our Facebook to have to soak this sort of stuff up or whatever, right, and see the diminution of one another or whatever, right, and it hurts. Someone like me who works in suicide prevention, who works with the homeless and the marginalised, who works with the poorest among us, who works with those people who have less voice than others, who works with power imbalance of poverty, I know how much it hurts, and having come from a background where as a young person I was racialised and voiceless, what the oppressor can get away saying to you, whatever, without you being able to voice back actually hurts. But we shouldn't have these types of interfaces and confrontations, and if it takes the heavy hand of a prosecution to try and chase us down once and for all. I don't like seeing anyone finish up behind bars. I know prison is a constancy of traumas and people come out worse than what they went in, but the legal firepower needs to come to the fold, and the state needs to put pressure on the social media operators and social media users to pull their heads in and not carry on with this type of disharmony.
It has been a large contributor to what happened and a catalyst to what happened on Tuesday. How can we as individuals at home on a community level just start changing that ideology and start actually functioning together as a community and changing that mindset of racial vilification and violence on the social media network sites?
Community is the most powerful mechanism always to galvanise change. If families can come together, if one family with another family and another family can come together and put a community group together and then keep on building on that and pick up the energy and the momentum. The education's everything. The awareness raising and the education is the big deal here. It works on the intrafamilial level, the families talking to their own, because someone like myself who works in responding to suicide-related trauma, who works in suicide prevention and does a research on the ways forward, I can tell you that social media, mobbing, feuding, putting other people down, trashing them, has led to attempted suicides and suicides, has led to self-harm, has led to broken lives. And, we can put paid to that by understanding that and spreading word of that and instead spreading the love. And that's what need be got. And it can happen because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in communities right around the country and in the urban masses. But what can do here is families can get together and start speaking together as a unit, have community meetings and start educating one another, pull in and map in whatever services there are. All structures of people, whether you've got health and mental health and legal services and service providers for this and that, they're all people, they're all your community. The more of you that get together, the more the spread of the education and maybe some community meetings to start discussing the mobbing and the social media trashing and start educating the young ones how to deal with it, how to cope with it till there are reforms and how to stay away from it and how to better understand that and not fuel it and also be better than that. That's a positive way forward. Look, I never underestimate and I can never overstate either the power of community. Also yourselves with the media, you're an enormous mechanism. I listen to you from afar, from 700 k's away. Your messages reach me even when I'm travelling this country or whatever. I travel 7-8 months of the year. But so if you're reaching from afar and you sustain the coverage here in your area, you'll make that difference. And look, we've just got to hang in there. We've got to hang in there to improve the lot of others, and that actually comes by education. That actually comes by understandings. And the more parents that can talk to their kids, and the more communities that can talk to each other, and the more parents that can talk to other parents, and the more community meets that can actually happen every once in a while to talk these specific issues about social media bullying, about bullying on the ground, about trashing people, and about respect and civility and all that. Because in the end, we're all just people, black, brown and white, and we've all just got to come together on these issues. And our days on this earth under the sun, however many they are, they should be lived in as much harmony as possible, and it matters what we do with these days on this earth. What happened to this young man should never have happened. And if education can reach all of us, rage should never take the better of anyone. Hate and incitement should never take the better of anyone. Bullying should never take the better of anyone. In the end, this boy's life should have gone on to many more years of living and many more things that he should have enjoyed, and those around him who loved him and will always love him would have enjoyed. We weren't put on this earth to bury our young. There are no words for his loss. The rage was still to understand why and what occurred, but if rage was a reason for this, that rage had no place, and if the education can get in there, if the communities can come together, black, brown and white, and understand one another, we can get rid of this rage and we can get rid of this hate and we can get rid of the divides, and the divides are there, that must be said, and the inequalities are there, that must be said. But we can't pit people against people. We've got to step back and actually start focusing in on spreading the love and understanding of one another, and never put at risk human life. Never ever put at risk human life. Never put at risk human life.
Gerry Georgatos, thank you very much for those strong words and a way to go forward, that racism stops with each and every one of us and starts in our homes. Thank you.
Thank you, Libby, and much love to everybody in Kalgoorlie, in Boulder, in the goldfields. And look, I've had a long connection with the region, and much love to the folk at Ningamaya, to everybody around, and black, brown and white. And we just got to do what we got to do.